Hey guys, welcome back to another Ferrari Formula 1 Evolution video, illustrated with 1/18 scale models. This is the Hot Wheels Elite 2011 Ferrari 150 Italia that was driven by Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa. Originally, the car was called the F-150, but Ford stepped in with an intent to sue Ferrari over the use of the name F-150, which Ford has used in their pickup line for decades. Thus, Ferrari changed the name and Ford dropped its legal challenge. Returning for 2011 was the KERS system, which was introduced in 2009 but not used by any team in 2010. This gave an additional 80 horsepower on top of the 755 horsepower V8 engine. Because of the KERS system, the FIA raised the minimum weight to 640 kilograms. This was also the year that Pirelli returned to Formula 1, taking over as sole tire supplier. The tires certainly had a different characteristic than the Bridgestone tires, as the FIA wanted a tire that would be fast but wear out quickly. Unfortunately, this meant that tire conservation during the race was paramount, and it reduced the race pace significantly. The front wing of the car is based off the 3-element version seen in Turkey, but it appears to be much more square-shaped than the actual car. Ferrari did have several alterations of the front wing throughout the season, which is no surprise given how influential the front wing was on this generation of car in terms of downforce, drag, and overall flow down the rest of the chassis. Ferrari also ran a very high nose to allow for a tremendous amount of air to flow towards the T-tray and floor. The barge boards were not anything unique, and Ferrari retained the saucer-style front BBS wheels, which were introduced in 2010. The mirrors moved inboard as they were attached here on the F10. The side pods changed significantly from the previous year, now a much thicker, rounder profile. The undercut no longer went down the length of the chassis. Instead, the side pods sort of flatten out in the middle. Unclear as if this was done for packaging purposes or if there was an aero benefit. You would get a heavy downwash in the leading edge of the floor, and then I suppose the air would move around the flat surface without creating too much of a boundary layer as it moved backwards. But I can't help think there would still be less air towards the beam wing and the top of the diffuser versus last season. The height of the diffuser itself was reduced by 2 inches, though it's hard to tell on this model. Ferrari were known for having one of, if not the most efficient cooling packages of the season. The typical inlet up front and a thin slit down the spine of the engine cover to extract the hot air. Notice there are no top exit exhaust pipes as the car utilized an exhaust blown diffuser. The black spot in the livery was done for heat protection, as the headers were right here and the exhaust pipes exited just to the front side of the rear wheels in order to seal the diffuser. Such an effective system that teams would quote-unquote cold blow the diffuser while off throttle to keep the diffuser energized. The beam wing was now the full length between the end plates and sitting above the rear crash structure. A single support beam under the rear wing, and gone was the F-ducts of last year's car, now replaced with the introduction of the drag reduction system, or DRS. It should be mentioned that this was the first year Ferrari moved to the Scuderia Ferrari badge, which I think looks better than the old barcode design. Unfortunately, the 150 Italia was not a great performing car. Just 1 win and 10 podiums between the 2 drivers, given the car was over 6/10 slower than the dominating Red Bulls. The model itself has a slightly different shade of red than the 2010 car, but it still looks very good. It's very shiny and very smooth. I love the front wing slot gaps and the metal slot gap separators, though I wish the front wing was more accurate to the real car. The rear wing also has open slots, and I think the rear bodywork opening was reasonably done. Now, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and thanks for watching.